constitutionally created court. There is also a mention of the Sandigan Bayan. Should we also mean that it's a constitutionally created court? Yes or no? No! It's a what? It's a statutory creation. But why was it mentioned in the Constitution? Because the Constitution mandates Congress to create this court. That's why we call it constitutionally mandated court. It's a constitutionally mandated court. That is the Sandigan Bayan. Whereas the Supreme Court is a constitutional court. So you cannot just abolish it. So that's why it cannot be held hostage by the Legislative Department by simply enacting a law to abolish it and will be approved by the President. That cannot be done. That's not very possible because it's the Constitution that provides for the creation of the Supreme Court. What else? Even its membership and the manner on how to what? The composition of the Supreme Court is also constitutionally provided. Not only the manner, not only the composition, but even the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, both original and appellate jurisdictions are provided by the Constitution. That's how what? That's how independent is the Supreme Court, more particularly. Okay? What else? Members of the Supreme Court may not be removed except by impeachment. So we know that. Justices of the Supreme Court are among those impeachable officers. In fact, as I've already mentioned to you, there is a provision in the Sandigan Bayan Law, I think PD 1606, diba? Making justices to the, because they are also justices, making justices to the Sandigan Bayan as impeachable officers also. Is it a valid provision? Yes or no? The answer is no. That's never a valid provision because, again, that is in effect amending that provision that enumerates officers who may be impeached. And justices of the Sandigan Bayan are not among those officers who are considered impeachable. So, amendment na naman yan sa Constitution. So, that provision was struck down by the Supreme Court for being unconstitutional. Yo? Kaparehas din po yan ng Commission on Human Rights. Is the Commission on Human Rights a constitutional body together with the Civil Service Commission? No, they are not on equal footing because chairman and commissioners of the COA, of the Civil Service Commission, and of the COMELEC, they are all impeachable officers. Well, commissioner and chairman of the Commission on Human Rights is a what? It's not an impeachable officer. Again, it's a constitutionally mandated commission. It's a constitutionally mandated commission. Next, the Supreme Court may not be deprived of its minimum original and appellate jurisdiction as provided in Article 10. We'll be discussing that later. The appellate jurisdiction of the Supreme Court may not be increased by law without the advice of the concurrence by the Supreme Court. But I would like to emphasize, this is only specifically referring to what? Supreme Court. All other courts may. The Supreme Court now has administrative supervision over all lower courts and their personnel. The Supreme Court has exclusive power to discipline judges of lower court. Members of the Supreme Court and all lower courts have security of tenure. Ito, we have already settled that our courts are constitutionally created by law. And we know that among the characteristics of republicanism is what? That Congress cannot enact a repealable law. So can they abolish courts? Yes. Kaya may safeguard sa Constitution. Yes, Congress can do that for as long as it will not undermine the security of tenure of members of the judiciary. Because if it would be, then that cannot be done. So may safeguard, may pangontra, kaya hindi nila pwedeng gawin. What else? They shall not be designated to any agency performing quasi-judicial or administrative functions. salary of judges may not be reduced. They enjoy fiscal autonomy, we'll be discussing later on, may initiate rules of court, and may order temporary detail of judges, and can appoint all official employee and employees of judiciary. These are what? These are constitutionally provided. Isa-isahin na po natin. Pero bago ako magsimula ng kada provision, I want, because I know the hot issues today still is the PDAF and the DAP. You might be asking me, sir, do we have jurisprudence in the matter upholding the constitutionality of PDAF, upholding the constitutionality of DAP? We have two jurisprudence in the matter. I want you to read the case of what? I want you to read the case of yung LAMP, Lawyers Against Monopoly, and basta LAMP siya, versus the Secretary of Department of Budget and Management, et al., that is April of 2012. So that is what? That is jurisprudence on the matter. Kung gusto pa nindong isa, found in your book, we have the case of what? Philconsa. Is it there in your book? Philconsa versus Enriquez. Enriquez. Philconsa versus Enriquez. So these are the two jurisprudence that have something to do with the PDAF. Was it declared constitutional? Was it constitutional? Yes or no? Based on this jurisprudence, they are constitutional. But that is only specifically referring to the PDAF. We do not know the DAP, because that is a new term. So let's wait until the same is resolved by the Supreme Court, because I understand that there is a pending petition on the matter. But if in case, when you take the bar examination, wala pa po, then that's the time that we could still use these two important jurisprudence. Pag binasa nyo yung LAMP versus Secretary of DBM, ipapasa kayo doon sa Philconsa. Dahil yung doctrine sa Philconsa, yun din ang ginamit doon saan? Doon sa kaso ng LAMP na was just promulgated by the Supreme Court, I think, in April of 2012. Take note, that's a recent case, although it involves the General Appropriation Act of 2004. Pero na-resolve niya lang, so that was the time of GMA still, na-resolve niya, na-resolve niya lang siya in 2012. Enriquez. Ano nangyari yan? Ay, hindi me. 1998? 1998 or 1994? Basta I'm very sure sa duwang date na yan. Naroon kasi sa notes ko, kaya lang it's in my laptop, so I cannot just have it, Pero later on also, I'll be consolidating all my notes. And I will distribute it. Later on, maybe by the time you take the bar examination, I already have Castro notes. We'll see. Consolidation of all cases. Okay? So tama ba? Ano yan? Nakuha nyo? Enriquez. Okay. That is 1994, 1998. 1994 case. That's an accurate mistake. So diyan po ang dalawang jurisprudence. Basahin niyo yan at least. If somebody asks you if that is valid, may babasihan kayong ruling kahit papaano as student o political law. Okay. Tama ba yung LAMP din? LAMP versus executive secretary. LAMP ba yan talaga? Tama, LAMP. Pero ano yung meaning? Lawyers against monopoly. Yung isa pa, hindi ko, and PUP. Pero ganyan ang niya, ganyan ang LAMP, ang acronym niya. Okay. Let's start with section 1. Who can exercise judicial power? Klaro po ang sinasabi sa ng ating saligang batas. Judicial power is vested in one Supreme Court. Very clear. One Supreme Court. What does it presuppose? There is no way that you can substitute the Supreme Court. You cannot substitute the Supreme Court even if in the controversy, the Supreme Court is the one involved. Diba? Can they refuse to take action on the matter just because it's the justices of the Supreme Court are involved? Yes or no? No, because that is a constitutional duty that's according to Prado versus Philippine Judges Association. Hindi po sila pwedeng hindi po sila pwedeng mag-refuse. Because wala po, the Constitution says there is only one Supreme Court. There is only one Supreme Court. Pero tingnan nyo din ang phrasing. In one Supreme Court and in such other courts as may be created by law. What does it mean? Sinuway po niya in such other courts as may be created by law. It is a recognition of the fact that the Supreme Court is a constitutional court. Iba po ba siya, di ba? And other courts as may be created by law. Kaya if you be asked in the bar examination, true or false, judicial power shall be vested in, unless otherwise provided by law, Supreme Court and other courts. Judicial power shall be vested, okay, as may be established by law in one Supreme Court and other courts. True or false? Why? Because yung as may be established by law is a sweeping statement that would include even the Supreme Court. It cannot be done because the Supreme Court is a constitutional body. Di ba binigay ko na yan sa inyo noon? Yung for purposes of communication, the official languages are Filipino and unless otherwise provided by law, English. Pero walang binago dyan. Lahat ng words na naroon sa Constitution, yung placement lang ng unless otherwise provided by law. Ano ang nakalagay sa question? For purposes of communication, the official languages are English and Filipino unless otherwise provided by law. So that would include Filipino and English. Where Filipino is a constitutional language, take note, provided by the Constitution and cannot just be changed. While English can be changed by Congress. While English, nakita nyo ba yung bar examination? Focus on immunity, di ba? State immunity from suit, alam nyo na yan, di ba? Immunity of the Bureau of Customs. Can it invoke immunity from suit? It can invoke immunity from suit if the action is ultra vires, di ba? Kung gawa yun ng mga official in their personal capacity, then that is an act ultra vires, the state could very well invoke immunity from suit. Di ba? International agreement, meron din doon. Searches and seizures, warrantless arrest, meron din doon. Kaya hindi naman gaanong kahirapan ngayon ang bar examination. It's okay. Okay lang. MCQ? Warrantless arrest. Alam nila yan. Alam nila yan. Okay. So, klaro po, vested in one Supreme Court and in such lower courts as may be established by law. Okay. Pero what is judicial power? What is judicial power? Or what includes judicial power? What includes judicial power? What includes judicial power? Okay. So, judicial power includes taking cognizance of justiciable questions and taking cognizance of political questions, but only limited on grave abuse of discretion. So, that is a new innovation under the 1987 Constitution. The first one is the traditional definition of the judicial power. It includes settling actual controversies involving rights which are legally demandable and enforceable. So that is a pure justiciable issue. And when can we say that there is actual case or controversy? The court will take cognizance if there is an actual case. If there is no actual case, there must be an actual case, there must be an actual controversy mere anticipation that his rights may be violated is never an actual case. It's never an actual controversy. So when can we say that there is actual case? Oh, anybody? When can we say that there is an actual case? What are the elements that there is an actual case? Normally, it's adversarial, di ba? There are two parties involved. Why is it adversarial sometimes? Not sometimes, normally. What do you mean by actual case or actual controversy? Anybody? Miss Basbas? Do you have Miss Basbas here? Not hypothetical. What do you mean by not hypothetical? Cases which are not a product of the figment of one's imagination. Involves question of fact or question of law. Okay. So that there is a question of fact, there is a question of law. Okay, sige. What else? Any other? Actual case when what? There is that right existing. My right, recognized by law. And somebody, by his act or omission, violated his right. There is an actual case. There is an actual. Because, you know, class, that is even what? That is even among the requisites of judicial inquiry. If the case has been mooted, if the case is already moot and academic, take note. Kaya nga yung nangyari kay, say for example, Oliver Luzon, Oliver Luzon, no. Sino yung sa ano, NBN, whistleblower? Jun Lozada, I'm sorry. So when he was taken by the PNP from airport, he was taken into custody. So he filed a petition for writ of habeas corpus because he was in active deprivation of his liberty. But when he was already released by the police officers, the petition has already become moot and academic because the release can no longer be possible because he was already He was no longer deprived of his liberty. So ganun din po yan. There must be an actual case. My right, recognized by law, and somebody has violated his right by his act or by his omission. Diba? Or anong tawag nga nila? By means of dulo or culpa. Tama ba? Dulo or culpa. Yeah. So take note. That's why normally in a case, it's adversarial. In a criminal case, normally, who is the complainant? Usually in criminal cases, right of the state has been violated, di ba? By your action, by violating the law, di ba? So normally, the complainant there is people of the Philippines. Kaya sa criminal case, kasi nakalagay niya, people of the Philippines versus Juan de la Cruz. Although somebody is killed, but the killing somebody, at the end of the day, it's actually not your liability to what? To that person who is killed. But it's your liability to the state because that is prohibited by law. That's why it's the state that what? That prosecutes. And this victim only serve as complaining witnesses. Only serve as complaining witnesses. So we have the complainant and we have the accused that is in criminal case. In a civil case also, it involves private rights, civil rights. That's why normally it's person to person, Mr. A versus Mr. B. Plaintiff and defendant. In administrative case, normally it's an agency or employer, diba? Versus what? Versus either a public officer or a public employee. Complainant versus respondent. So these are normally the what? These are normally the cases. That's why, may nagtanong sa akin, sir, hindi ba pwedeng ipa-preventive suspension ng ombudsman ang president? Because may, di ba? Can the president be preventively suspended? You know, class preventive suspension, it presupposes there is a case filed against him. The president is immune from suit during his incumbency. How could that be possible? Yeah. Hindi pwede. Yeah. In fact, even adjusted to the Supreme Court. Even adjusted to the Supreme Court. Normally, if you will be filing a case against a judge, if you will be filing a case against a justice of a collegiate court other than the Supreme Court, where will you go? You do not go to ordinary court. Ano? You go to what? You go to the Supreme Court. Ano sir, pwede namin niya i-file sa ombudsman? Anyway, he is a public officer employee. Yun din ang pagkakalam ko noon, ano, na pwede. Because meron siyang jurisdiction over public employees or public officers. Pero tinempered yan ng constitutional provision that the Supreme Court has exclusive disciplining authority, ano to? Administrative authority over what? Judges of lower courts and its personnel. So hindi mo nga yan pwedeng i-file sa Office of the Ombudsman. Tama yan dadalhin. You endorse it to the Supreme Court. Ano? Anyway, I have jurisprudence in the matter. I'll be giving you the jurisprudence in the matter. Even a criminal case filed against a judge, do you have to endorse it still with the Supreme Court or can you file it directly in court? Yes or no? Ang pagkakaalam ko, pag administrative supervision, administrative case lang yun. Pero according to the jurisprudence, no. Even a criminal case can what? Has to be forwarded still to the Supreme Court. Because the Constitution is so clear in saying that what? It has the exclusive authority to discipline judges of lower court. Okay? Nariyan ba yan? Alamin natin kung nariyan yan. Next, what else? It also has the what? It also has the authority to determine whether there is a grave abuse of discretion on the part of the what? Instrumentality of the government. When we say grave abuse of discretion, it's a capricious and whimsical exercise of judgment. Okay. So gross amounts to what? An evasion of positive duty and a virtual what? Refusal to perform a duty. And the power is exercised in an arbitrary and despotic manner by reason of passion and hostility. That's according to the case of what? Kilusang Magbubukid ng Pilipinas versus Tan, that is a 1988. Okay? So, if the Supreme Court determines, take note also, ang nakalagay dito, judicial power. Tangi ba ang Supreme Court ang nagdi-determine kung may grave abuse of discretion? Hindi. That includes judicial power. And pag sinabing judicial power under Section 1, anong sinabi? That is vested not only to the Supreme Court, but also in such other courts as may be established by law. Take note. So we should not just confine ourselves with the Supreme Court, especially in determining grave abuse of discretion on the part of public officer or public employee. Let's proceed. Jurisdiction. I want you to read Judiciary Reorganization Act of 1980 or Batas Pambansa Bilang 129. What is that? That is a law. Take note. That is a law. That is the law that provides for the jurisdictions of our judicial courts. Take note, ha? Kahit judicial department siya, ang nagdi-determine kung ano yung mga kasong pwedeng hawakan ng korte ito, hindi ang judicial department. Ang nagdi-determine is what? It's Congress. Because that is constitutionally provided. So supposing Congress says, or BP 129 says, that this case be tried before the regional trial court or before the municipal trial court. Can you file it before the regional trial court by agreement? Yes or no? Answer, no. Because jurisdiction over cases, take note, is a matter of substantive law. Ano? If you will just agree, you are in effect violating the law and the court cannot even allow that. Why? Because that is considered ignorance of the law. What the law should do is to apply what the law provides. Diba? Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo noon, kung ang penalty is 500 pesos, hindi mo yan pwedeng, kung ang penalty is 500 pesos, hindi mo yan pwedeng sabihin na 490 na lang or 499 na lang. No? Otherwise, you are violating the principle of separation of powers because you are in effect modifying what the law provides. And that cannot be done because your only province is to interpret the law. Take note. Yeah? So, jurisdiction over cases is a matter of substantive law. So therefore, that cannot be subject to compromise. That cannot be subject to agreement. Later on also in your rules of court, I think when you reach second year, you'll be knowing venue. Okay? Venue and jurisdiction are two important legal terminologies. Venue may be subject to agreement, while jurisdiction cannot. Take note. Yeah? While jurisdiction cannot. Pero, I also would like to emphasize that this is only limited to jurisdiction over cases. Pag nalaman mo na that this case should be filed before the regional trial court. Magsisimula na ba ang kaso? Hindi. May dalawang pang jurisdiction na dapat makuha ang korte. Ano yon? Jurisdiction over the person of the accused and jurisdiction over the subject matter. Take note. Anong ibig sabihin noon? So, na-file mo na sa RTC. Okay? Ang sunod mong tanong is, ano? The next question that you'll be asked is, does the court or has the court already acquired jurisdiction over the person of the accused? Yes or no? Under the rules of court, may dalawa lang paraan so that the court could acquire jurisdiction over the person of the accused in a criminal case, either by arrest or by voluntary surrender. And that is not provided by law. It's provided by remedial law, your rules of court. Okay? So dapat po ang korte maka-acquire ng jurisdiction still over the person of the accused. Kaya hindi na nangangahulugan na just because ang kaso na i-file na, attorney, tumakbo na po yung akusado. Wala na po. Can I still file the case notwithstanding the escape of the accused? Yes or no? Yes! But will the case go on? No! Because until he is arrested, hindi po mag-move yung kaso. Bakit? Hindi pa nakaka-acquire ng jurisdiction ang korte over his person. Kaya anong ginagawa? Pagka-file ng kaso, tumakbo yung akusado, hindi pa na-arresto, what will the court do? The court sends the case to the archive. Ano? Subject to revival once the accused is arrested or once the accused appeared in court. Saka pa lang po tatakbo ang kaso. Okay? Kaya importante yun na pinadalhan ka ng summons. Ano? It's a civil case. How does the court acquire jurisdiction over the person of defendant in a civil case? By service of summons. Summons. Kinakaganyan na sukar. Nakamit yan. Ano? Gulping suman, ang apot kaya summons. Kung gusto mag-ibo na slang, summons. Have you already seen a summons? Kaya kung minsan class EU man yan, technicality din yan. Summons, civil case. It is important that the defendant must receive the summons. Summons yan, singular summons. Use as noun summons. Use as verb summon. Yeah. Plural, summons. Yeah. Diba? Summons. Diba? Because that's a name. Summons is a name. That's a term. Diba? Kaya kung kadakon na summon sir. Diba? Pero, kung verb, you are being summoned to appear. Aram ko na yan, ito ang English major ka to ako, estudyante. Naghanap ko sa dictionary, kinana. Kaya we're able to find out that, if you, summon niya, sir, but use as verb. Okay. Summon. Okay. In a civil case, paano na-acquire yung jurisdiction over the person of defendant? By service of summons. Okay. And how service of summons is done? Personal service. Okay? Kaya there is a special officer in court. Para mag-serve kang summons. Ang summons, nakatas ka sa reklamo, si complaint, and tigre-require ka na within 15 days or in certain period of time, you have to file your answer. Okay, yan nakalagay dyan. Supposing nagduman nagsiserve sa court, alas 4, puminali ka alas 3. Okay. Problemado pa yan ang nagsiserve. Duman siya alas 12, puminali ka alas 11. So, they might reserve. Yan ang problema kaya. Kaya ikaw kinang inaapod na substituted service of summons. Is substituted service of summons a summons by registered mail? No. Walang registered mail po sa service of summons. Still, you have to go to the place. Pero you don't have to look for the owner. Kung wala yung owner, kung meron yung nakatira sa bahay na yan, pwede mong iwan. Tapos ilagay mo lang sa report mo na ni-receive yun ng somebody who is staying nila. Walang naka-stay sa house. Wala na. Bakante na yung bahay. Okay? Meron pang isa. Ano yun? Service by publication. You ask leave of court. Pag sinabing leave of court, hindi mo iiwan ang korte. Pag sinabing leave of court, you will ask permission from the court that you will be availing of service by publication because the first two are not available. Ganun po yun. I repeat wala po. O kung hindi na-receive, hindi talaga na-receive. Halimbawa, pumunta ka, nagsisigil si complainant, si respondent. Nakulang babae. Alam ko nga yan, ikot po nga ako, dito Madam Somos. Ay, abo ko nga magbasa ka yan. Abo ko, ay dahil po yung wala ko na lang. Dahil sinipa pa. Kasi pa, nakaabot sa luon. Natulo. The question now is, sino ang may problema? Yung nag-serve ng summons o yung hindi tumanggap ng summons? Yung hindi tumanggap. For as long as you have tendered it and you have left a copy, basahin niya yan o hindi, problema niya yan. Kaya pag nakaka-receive kayo ng ganyan, basahin niyo. Okay? Basahin niyo. Pagkabasa niyo, you are given 15 days. Hanap agad ng abogado. Bakit pupunta kayo sa abogado, on the last day, ang abogado po hindi Superman. Hindi na si Batman na on that day, makakagawa na siya ng sagot. Especially, if it is covered by the rules of summary procedure, na ang motion for extension is a prohibited pleading. Di ba? Prohibited pleading yan. Kaya pag nakabasa kayo ng summons, you are given 15 days within which to answer. Ano ang unang gawin nyo? Find a lawyer. Dahil mo na ka mo magpwersa. Kaya ko na yung harapon ko sa korte. Harapon mo sana, Because, kung hindi ka magsagot niyan, there will be adverse consequence. Ano yun? Sa basketball, anong tanong na pag hindi ka dumating? Iguaman po kayan sa korte. You can be declared as in default. Pag deklarado ka as in default, you will no longer be allowed to present your evidence. The only participation which you can do is to receive order or notices from the court. But to present evidence, you are no longer allowed. And the other party may be allowed to present evidence ex parte. Meaning to say, sila na lang. Okay? Hindi ka na pwede mag-present. Kaya delikado po yan na. Kaya pag nakaka-receive kayo, tanggapin nyo lang. Yeah. Tanggapin nyo, hanap kayong abogado. Anyway, sa civil case naman, wala naman po diyang kulong. Ang ano kasi natin, pagkaso, ay baka ngayon kulungon ako. Di ba? Especially if we are not used to it. Civil case, nakatanggap. Ano? Dalagan naman, tagapod, baka kamanggi. Ato na, may kaso po kaya ko digdig. Taga-Gadjuturena. Ay, iyo! Ano magino ko? Mayo man akong baruto. Baka po ngayon kulungon na ako sa aga-atorne. Ano man kaya? Maray naman yun yung edipisyo sa Pinangi. Maray naman yun ang facility sa BGMP. Ano? Libre pa ang kakanon. Ay, paano mo yan? Ay, magayunan daw pagpara aranoan mga araw. Kaya, baka po ngayon atorne, makulong na ako sa ala. Di bale, ano? Pira na ang api mo. Darapula naman po, ay yun, na may matundog na. Okay lang. Ay, aba naman niya si Ator. Ano? Yan ang realidad ng buhay. Suba na yan, Ator. Suba na yan. Suba na. Pero, makulog na siya. Inaatake na. So, very careful also. Kung wala na siyang right, as I've told you, you have to candidly tell him na wala na siyang right under the law. Ano? Sabi ko nga, huwag mo siyang bigyan ng falsehood. Ano? Because that is also your duty being officer of the court. So jurisdiction is determined by Congress, but only insofar as jurisdiction over cases. Yeah? Jurisdiction over cases. Can you file a motion to dismiss if the case is filed to a court without jurisdiction? Yes or no? The answer is yes. Pero, will double jeopardy attach? Will res judicata attach? Will finality of judgment attach? No. Because the dismissal is without prejudice. Because, sa double jeopardy, maatas lang yan if the same is dismissed by the court of competent jurisdiction. Kung wala siyang jurisdiction, hindi siya competent. So therefore, you can still refile it. That is a dismissal without prejudice. Dismissal without. Kaya huwag pumunta tayong matuwa dyan. Na-dismiss nga si Kaso Buhay. Ano mo, diba yung si abogado ko? Ano? Pagtindog lang ngayon, you must dismiss ano? Ano ka? Because it should have been filed before the RPC. Na-dismiss ngayon. Kung hindi ako anong sinabi, ano? Yung kumahon, ano? This case is ordered dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. Kumahon. Pagkaaga, balik tayo mo, nag-ihibi ako mo eh. Ano mo daw po kaya may kaso ako sa atin? Ipaliwanag din ng punto. Ipaliwanag din ng punto. Kumitan talaga araw kaya iniyaw without prejudice. If the other party would want to file it in the court of proper jurisdiction, then so be it. Pwede po without prejudice. Okay? So it's Congress. Any question regarding this? Anything in mind? Any clarification? Yung others, just read it. Found in the book. Let's proceed. Members of the Supreme Court and judges of lower court shall be appointed, take note, by the President. O presidential appointment po yan. Members of the Supreme Court and judges of lower court. Pag sinabi pong judges of lower court, nasimula tayo doon sa collegiate court. Court of Appeals, Pagdigan Bayan, Court of Tax Appeals, pababa, MTC. Ano po? They are all presidential appointees. Kahit po MTC judge, ang nag-a-appoint sa president. MTC judge, presidential appointment po yan. From a list of at least 3 nominees prepared by the Judicial and Bar Council. If you will try to observe, during the appointment of Chief Justice Sereno, how many names were submitted by the JBC? I think there are 7 or 8, di ba? Pwede po ba yun? Yes. Because 8 ba? Because the Constitution says at least what? At least 3 nominees. Ang tawag po niyan, short list. Short listed gaya ako. prepared by the Judicial and Bar Council for every vacancy. Such appointment need no confirmation. Confirmation by whom? Confirmation by the Commission on Appointment. So, hindi na po siya kailangan pang dumaan sa Commission on Appointment. Okay. For the lower court, the President shall issue the appointment within 90 days from the submission of the list. So, take note. For lower court, you have to what? You are only given 90-day period within which to what? Within which to choose. And the reckoning period is from the time the shortlist is submitted to the President. Yeah. Qualifications. Pwede na po ba tayong maging justice ng Korte Suprema? Bakit ka ba naging abogado? Because I want to become justice. Justice of the Supreme Court. Yeah. Qualifications. The person shall be appointed, no person shall be appointed member of the Supreme Court or any lower collegiate court. So pag sinabing lower collegiate court, I repeat, that includes the Sandigan Bayan, that includes the Court of Appeals, that includes the Court of Tax Appeals. Ano? Unless he is a natural-born citizen of the Philippines. So same with constitutional requirements or qualification of elective national positions. President, Vice President, Congressman, Senator. You must be a natural-born Filipino citizen. This is also cited the case of Gregory Ong. No? He was supposed to be appointed as Justice of the Supreme Court. He was then a Justice of the Sandigan Bayan, but was supposed to be appointed by the President. But there was the Kilos Bayan organization filed asking for restraining order as the release of the appointment of Gregory Ong, saying that what? Saying that Gregory Ong is not a natural-born Filipino citizen. Okay? Pero there is, as I said, there is no categorical ruling on the part of the Supreme Court that he is not a natural-born Filipino citizen. Sabi ng Supreme Court, it is for Justice Ong to establish that he is a natural-born Filipino citizen. Pero sabi ko nga, Sandigan Bayan Justice yan. So ang ginawa, nagdesisyon siya. May kaso sa Sandigan Bayan, may petition na sa Sandigan Bayan. And the party against whom the decision is issued, pumunta sa Supreme Court ng apela. Not only questioning the decision, but also questioning the competence of Gregory Ong in rendering the decision, considering isa din sa mga requirements to be a justice of the Sandigan Bayan is that you must be a natural-born Filipino citizen. Pero, did the Supreme Court again make a categorical ruling on the matter? No! Sabi ng Supreme Court, if you would want to question the citizenship of this person, question it in a direct proceeding. You file a case with a singular intention of questioning the citizenship of the person, and you cannot do it collaterally. Yan kaya, pigbalin niya lang naman sa pig-question niya si decision, pigbalin niya pa si competence na mag-decide because he is not qualified as he is, according to the appellant, is not a natural-born Filipino citizen. That is a collateral attack, di ba? So citizenship can only be what? Can only be attacked directly, not collaterally. Okay, he is a natural-born Filipino citizen. A member of the Supreme Court must be at least 40 years of age. 40 years of age. And must have been for 15 years or more a judge of a lower court. Wala po tayong problema dito. For 15 years, a judge of a lower court. Ang problema po natin dito, suppose you are never a judge, but you are engaged in the practice of law. So dapat na 15 years engaged in the practice of law. But the problem is, you are not actually appearing. And since you are a devoted teacher, even you are already a lawyer, you still continuously teaching in the academe and not practicing. Sige lang, focus ka sa iyong teaching profession, teaching law. The question now is, would that be considered engaged in the practice of law? Yes or no? Or supposing you are a legislator, you are a lawyer, legislator, or you are an economist, nyaw ka lang sa sarong bangko, perma, ma. Is that considered a practice of your profession? Yes or no? You have the case, di ba? Cayetano versus Monzon. Na-discuss na nindo yan. Cayetano versus Monzon. Ay, si Egwen Aram. Dagdagan ka pa. Dagdagan ka pa. Kaya lang, hanapon nindo itong jurisprudence as regards what? As regards letter of the UP law professors to the Supreme Court on plagiarism case of Justice Mariano del Castillo. Once again, take note, was re-emphasized that what? That being a professor is engaged in the practice of Mariano del Castillo. Mariano del Castillo. Because if I am not mistaken, law professors in the College of Law wrote a letter to the Supreme Court. Why was that allowed? No, the plagiarism case. Ano yung plagiarized case? Ano yung resolution? Binoya et al. That has something to do with what? Okay, the comfort women, during the Japanese time. The comfort. Pero was it granted by the Supreme Court that they be given compensation? No, because binigyan na din binigyan na din daw previously. Okay, so take note. Check that case also. Check that case. Okay, so pero ang pinaka jurisprudence po dito yung kaso ni Cayetano versus Monzon. Lawyer, economist, lawyer, legislator, di ba? Ano pa? Lawyer, manager, di ba? Ano pa? For as long as you are using your legal knowledge, that is considered practice of your profession and will fall or will qualify you doon sa requirements na you must be engaged in the practice of law in the Philippines. Hindi na, kung halimbawa, notarization na, busok kaya ngayon magisikat na notaryo publiko. Kaya ako nag-aaral ng abukasiya. Maano kaya ko dyan? Mapakagaya ko dyan. Takulaon. Notary public. Free spa while waiting. Free coffee. Kanto nga nausap pa kasi makinin niya, may nakakagpa niya, all documents are computerized. Diba? All documents are computerized. Kaya hindi mo in the law office, parlor, coffee shop. Yan. Pwede yan. But that is only limited. Take note, natural-born Filipino citizenship, take note, is only a requirement sa justice ng Supreme Court and other collegiate courts. How about judge of lower court? Is it enough that you be a naturalized Filipino? Yes or no? Ang nakalagay naman lang po kasi dito, unless he is a citizen of the Philippines. So there is no mention as to whether or not he is a natural-born Filipino. The Congress shall prescribe the qualifications of judges of lower courts, but no person may be appointed judge thereof unless he is a citizen of the Philippines and a member of the Philippine Bar. Of course, Of course. Kaya if you want to become judge of the Supreme Court, mag-aim muna na maging abogado, Because that is a continuing requirement. Kaya nga sabi ko sa inyo, kung justice ka ng Supreme Court, can you file a disbarment case against the justice of the Supreme Court? Which is normally the case, di ba? If you are a lawyer, and you have committed something wrong, so the remedy sometimes is to file a disbarment case against you. Can you file a disbarment case against a justice of the Supreme Court? Yes or no? Before the Supreme Court? Yes or no? No. Why? Because being a member of the bar is a continuing requirement for a justice of the Supreme Court. And that, if that will be done, you are indirectly removing him. And other than the method or the mode provided by the Constitution. So you cannot remove him indirectly. Because the Constitution says the only way to remove him is what? Impeachment. Yung mga grounds mo for disbarment, ilagay mo yung sa impeachment complaint. So that is the proper way of removing a justice of the Supreme Court. Any question? Let's continue. Next is the Judicial and Bar Council. The Judicial and Bar Council is hereby created under the supervision of the Supreme Court, composed of the Chief Justice as ex officio chairman, the Secretary of Justice and Representative of Congress as ex officio members. Representative of the Integrated Bar, Professor of Law, retired member of the Supreme Court, and a representative of the private sector. Kailangan pa man lang dumaan sa commission and appointment? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do they have to go through? Oh, Mr. Buena. Do they have to go through the commission and appointment? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, only as regards what? Sino?
Once appointed by, upon nomination of the judge does not need confirmation by the commission of appointment.
Ano yung binabasa mo? Matutong ka rin. Ano binabasa mo? Ano yan? Ano yan?
The regular members of the county shall be appointed by the president
Oh.
for a term of 4 years with the consent of the commission of appointment.
Yes. The next question is, sino yung regular members? Who are the regular members?
The regular members
Are
the first representative of the integrated bar who shall serve for 4 years, the professor of law for 3 years, retired justice for 2 years, and the representative of the private sector.
okay. If he is a representative of the private sector, is he a public officer? If he is a representative of the private sector, is he a public officer or public employee? Public officer or public employee? Representing the private sector. Huh? Is a position a public office? Yes! Di ba? That is a public officer or a public employee. Now, the office of being the representative of the public sector is a public office. Yeah? Now, this is a hot issue. Why? Because during the impeachment of Renato Corona, there are 2 members from Congress representing Congress. Was it resolved already by the Supreme Court? Yes or no? Yes. Ilan lang talaga? Only 1. Because the Constitution says what? A representative of Congress. That is without taking into consideration that we have a bicameral Congress. Diba? Yeah. Kaya lang, until amended, that is supposed to be. ang purpose ng JBC? What's the role of the JBC? Ah. Responsible for screening applicants to the judiciary. And where else? Office of the Ombudsman. So ang Ombudsman, kung hindi yan dumadaan sa CA, ang Ombudsman ho ini-screen ng JBC. Pero we cannot deny the fact, meron tayong mga Deputy Ombudsman. Diba? Deputy Ombudsman for Luzon, Deputy Ombudsman for Visayas and Mindanao, Deputy Ombudsman for Military and Uniformed Personnel. Dadaan po ba siya sa JBC? Yes or no? Yes. Pero ang tanong, impeachable officers ba sila? Hindi. Only the Ombudsman is the impeachable officer. Okay? What time is it? Next time na lang. Anyway, we still have Sunday. Can I have the attendance sheet? Stop ba? For the whole class.